to YouTube world, my name is Nicholas Montez and you're watching my YouTube channel, The Teenage Movie Critic. And welcome back to my YouTube channel, everybody. I'm so excited to have you all back here again. And in today's video, we're going to be doing a tier list for all 7 Diary of a Wimpy Kid films. So let's go ahead and get started doing that, shall we? Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. We'll start off with the first Diary of a Wimpy Kid, which I actually saw last weekend for the very first time. And I think this film is great, as it's a commentary on what kids are like, on how kids start middle school and what kind of things will happen towards that. And they created the character of Greg Heffley to be selfish, but the way that the story does, and just kind of exploring his family, exploring his friendship between him and Rowley, and all this stuff, it creates for an interesting story where he learns the lessons towards the end of the film. And it just makes for a nice, great middle school film. If you're entering middle school, I think it's pretty cool. So I'm gonna put this one in the A tier. With the second film, with Roderick Rules, which is the live-action version, I think that this movie is quite great. And I actually think the live-action version of Roderick Rules is much better, as you just get more of the best hijinks from this movie. You get the relationship with him and his brother. You also get a new girl that Greg likes, and you also get him being in 7th grade instead of 6th grade or whatever it is, and not being the new kids on the block. So overall, I think it's a pretty great sequel. But I can't say it's as good as the first film, but it is still a great sequel. So I'm going to put this one in the B tier. I can't put it in A just because it's not the best, but it is still great. Then we got Dog Days, which I think was a pretty good enough another film in the Diary of a Wimpy Kid films. I think the standout here was the dad, as when he's unplugging all the plugs from the TV, it's just an amusing scene. And there's just a lot of memorable things in the film, as the dad wants the kid to do sports instead of play video games all day at summer. And also, yeah, it's a summer story, so the first film was, well, what is it like with kids entering middle school? The second film is all about of kids during 7th grade in their second year of middle school, and then this third movie is kids that are in middle school, what is their summer vacation like? And I found it to be quite amusing. So I'm going to put this one in the C tier. And then we get to easily the worst film of the franchise, and possibly the only bad movie of this franchise, which is The Long Haul. And I think that this is the most disturbing and most crass of all of the Diary of a Wimpy Kid films. I mean, everything about this movie is so bad. It's so awkward. It's not funny. The fact that they had to recast all the characters, even the parents, was just not good. I don't think any of the actors lived up to the other ones. The story was just bad. It didn't really have the nice messaging like the other films did. So easily, this is one of the weakest of the live-action films. But now we get to the animated films, with the new Diary of a Wimpy Kid film in 2021, the animated version. And I would say this is a good version. Obviously, it's repeating most of the stuff that happened in the original film, but I think as an animated film, it works pretty nicely and does some things nice with animation. But one thing that's also for certain, this is a animated film that's 58 minutes long. That is quite crazy. But at the same time, I still quite enjoy it, so I'm going to put this one in the C tier, because I still do enjoy it. And then we get Roderick Rules, the animated version, which, not gonna lie, I actually really enjoyed this version much more than the first Diary of a Wimpy Kid film from 2021. And I think probably the reason for it is because it was just a much funner story. And maybe it's just because I haven't seen the live-action Roderick Rules yet, but I just really enjoyed this version of Roderick Rules, that I'm gonna put it in the B tier. So, and also, I love Ed Asner in here, as this is one of his last voice performances before he passed away. I think the last voice performance he did was in the Up short, which was dedicated to him. And then finally we have Christmas Cabin Fever, which I think is easily the best of the live action, which I think is easily the best of the animated Diary of Wimpy Kid films, as it's able to fit as a Christmas story, but also a Diary of Wimpy Kid story, and the arc that Greg goes through, it's so amazing, and even ties in with all other characters and other Christmas themes. So overall, it works as a Christmas film, it works as a Diary of Wimpy Kid film, it just works all around. So easily it's going in for me on the A tier. And that is my tier list for all 7 Diary of Wimpy Kid films. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on my social media stuff in the about section over there. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.